Trying to have an aesthetic setup here to then have this. And then my living room, which looks like this. Just a bunch of gym equipment, a pair of pants. Oh, more pants. For me and my skin that's freaking out today, but that's okay. I am going to be making some cinnamon rolls. It is Valentine's Day today, so I just rolled out of bed and it's after 8 o'clock, so I'm slow moving today. However, I wanted to try to make these like in the shape of a heart to be more fun for Valentine's Day. So we're gonna see how that goes. I've never done that before. I've made these rolls, I think, once before, and they definitely, I learned some lessons with the way I did them, so hopefully they turn out well. I think I just really need to make sure that the dough is even before I like roll them up into the shape that they are gonna be. kind of a flop in the heart shape, but nonetheless, they look delicious. It's so hard to get the dough. I know I cut them long and big, but like it's so hard to get them small. My only concern is the last time I made these, like the inside was super doughy and I cooked them longer than I had supposed to, probably just because they're so big. So I'm hopeful that these are fully cooked on the inside. If not, we'll just throw them back in. But I also have bacon going in the oven. So now I'm gonna add the frosting to these. This is the best we're gonna do with some powdered sugar, water, vanilla, frosting. I mean, it's literally just liquid sugar, so I don't think we can complain too much. And I made this powder just by literally blending sugar. I just went to Goodwill and I want to show you a very quick haul because I am so pumped about what I found. First of all, this is probably what I'm most excited about. This little basket, I think it was $4.99. I'm going to use this for my garden. So when I go out to the garden and I need to pick like some fruits or veggies, like how cute. That's so exciting. I'm pumped about that. I'll put that on top of my thing here. Oh, really quick side note. Guys, they're sprouting. Look at, this one has one in the back there. Look. Oh my gosh, I'm just so excited. Some of our onions have been sprouting. It's day 6 and they've been sprouting. I just noticed. Okay, back to my Goodwill haul. I am also on the hunt for cotton clothing. I'm sure some of you saw my vlog like probably a month ago by the time you're seeing this. I am slowly trying to make the transition to cotton clothes. Now, that's not to say that I'm just gonna get rid of everything that I own. For example, this shirt that I'm wearing that looks very similar to this, the one that I'm wearing is not cotton. So it's not that I'm getting rid of everything. I just want to slowly start replacing things. There's a longer story to this and I won't get into it here, but essentially I just want to slowly start transitioning my closet because a lot of my clothes that I have, I need to kind of get rid of anyway. They're from high school or college. I'm now an adult. I work a full-time job in corporate. I want to be a mom soon. Like all these factors that I'm like, okay, I think I need to start getting rid of some of my shirts that I was wearing in high school that I don't really need anymore. So, for example, I've had this shirt for quite a few years. This is probably gonna be a good replacement. This is 100% cotton. So, I was that crazy lady in Goodwill that was literally walking through the aisles and checking all the tags. And the one thing I did want to note that I wanna be cautious of is I had a few things in my hands, and this is like the most uncomfortable position. I had a few different pieces of clothes in my hand and I didn't love every single thing that I had. And that's the one thing I want to be careful about is not buying things just because I found something that's cotton. I'm going for like 90% cotton and above. Did I even explain why? For fertility and just like hormonal health reasons is why I'm doing it. But I want to make sure that I'm buying things that I actually like. So clearly I like this style of shirt because I'm wearing it right now. So this is something I was excited about. And then I found this sweater. I'm not quite certain how it's going to fit me because it feels like it might be a little bit interesting, but we'll see. This one was 96% cotton, so I had a cool little detail on the sleeve. I just thought it was cute. So I got those 2 clothing items. If you know me, you know I love puzzles. So if I find one, especially like a nature scene like this, I will go for it. I think that they're just, it's a good thing for me that's a non-screen activity that I could also do like while I'm watching a show, which I guess just counteracts what I just said, but it's not like I'm just gonna be scrolling on my phone. Say I'm watching a show or I'm with Brian and he's watching something and I don't really have as much interest in it. This is a good thing for me to do. Same with like in the fall time when we were watching football. Sometimes I do a puzzle. So I always grab those at Goodwill because they're so much cheaper than buying them brand new. And most of the time they do have all their pieces. Okay, the last thing I got were a couple games. Brian and I were just having this discussion today about how we'd like to do more things with him that are more quality time focused. I could go down this rabbit hole of men and women view quality time different because I've read some books on this. But for me, and I think a lot of women, quality time is like doing something together that's like consciously doing it, and also like conversation. We like to talk. Men, it's a little different. If you're sitting on the couch watching a movie or they're working and you're sitting in the same space as them, they also view that as quality time. A lot of women don't. Long story short, I found a few games. Brian loves to do games. I am not much of a game person, but I'm trying to be more open to them. A lot of these are like word games. We do have Scrabble and different things. Honestly, our entire game collection has come from Goodwill, I'm pretty sure, because that's where you have to buy them, honestly. You can find most games there. I've never seen Wordle in a board game style. This one I thought, is this going to be cheesy or not? Not sure. But this one also would be fun. So the main thing I was looking for was games that can have 2 people, because that is so tough. So if you have any games that can have 2 people that you love, let me know. So that's my Goodwill haul. I just wanted to share that with you because I thought it was fun things that I actually like took time to find and I came home with them. So I'm most excited about that basket though. That is an exciting purchase. I was looking on Marketplace for some of those because that stuff is expensive, but I cannot believe that I forgot to show. I also got these from Goodwill. They had so many of these. They were so cute, 99 cents a piece. Oh my word. And I had an immediate spot for them. I got a new like coffee stand here. So before I had one that was very modern, gray looking. It was coffee and wine. Like I had kind of like a coffee and wine bar. Now, I moved the old one downstairs so that we have that for like our bar area. And then this is only coffee and tea. So I was picturing these would go in here somewhere because I thought I had this bowl that actually Brian had on the shelf somewhere. I don't know how I'm going to style it yet. Haven't thought about it, but I just thought these were cute more for decoration, but of course I could use them for tea too. Because right now I just threw what I had in here, but I think if I have like a couple cups I can stack, I'll play around with it. My friend Hallie's an interior designer, so I give her assignments sometimes when she comes over to help design things. And then in here, I keep my teas and my coffee, and we have an espresso machine and some of those things. But to be honest, the previous cabinet thing I had here had 2 drawers and then 2 big cabinets on the side, and it didn't have any open shelving. So this open shelving has been a little tricky to style, but now ever since I just threw some things in there, like my cookbooks, it's a perfect spot for it. Every time I look at this corner, I just love it. I think it looks so cute. It's definitely cleaner having it just be coffee and tea and not have wine stuff on there, and then all the alcohol can go downstairs since we don't drink very often anyway. All right, it's been a few days since I have checked in. I got my hair done. Way blonder than I was expecting to go. I was like, let's just go a little lighter for summer, add some highlights. Now I feel like I'm channeling my back when I was in college day, so that's fun. I also like did a total chop, which I love the cut. I'm very happy with the cut. I'm just trying to work on styling it now, especially a lot shorter hair is harder to style. But I came here to share with you an update on my onion seeds. So I planted them probably almost 10 days ago now. They started sprouting, I would say by day 6. And I did share some updates here since then, but the growth has been a lot. Let's look. They have really sprouted. And what's so cool is like they kind of start off where they're like that little loop. And then once they open up, you can see kind of the seed tip there. It's pretty cool. So my seeds have definitely kicked off. That's exciting. I'm also excited because this weekend we are starting peppers. Peppers is going to be interesting because I haven't done any research on those. So I need to look into those, make sure that I'm good there. I also have done some more garden planning since I last filmed like my onion planting video that went live. I have done a few more things with my garden vision and like what I need to purchase and all of that stuff. So I will share that with you. We need to take a shopping trip soon. I think because I really can't get into the ground until about April at the earliest, we're gonna try to get over there and start like moving the fence, getting everything situated and removing things that were last year that we had all set up so that we can prepare them for this year's things. We do need to get in the ground, re-till it. We're making it bigger. We may end up shifting the garden over a little bit from where it was. So we really just need to get out there and visualize. We do still have snow on the ground. You probably can't see, but we do still have snow on the ground. So it'd be nice for the snow to melt, which March would be a good time for us to get out there. It is almost March. Well, probably by the time you're seeing this, it'll be like the beginning of March. That's the plan. We do want to definitely get out there and see what it's like. I want to show you kind of the space that we're working with. And then we also need to like start tilling it and getting the tools, like more fencing. We do want to get the cow, what's it called? The fencing that's like for cows. Cattle panels. That's what I'm looking for. We are getting cattle panels for trellises. We do want to rent a wood chipper so that we can get wood chips, not mulch, but wood chips. We do have a mulcher that Brian uses for like when he's trying to like clear land in areas, but that's not going to work for our purpose. So we want to get wood chippers for the walk path. Straw we'll end up getting from a local farmer, but that's like in June pretty much. And then I still need to order potato seeds. So we still have quite a few things with the garden, and honestly, I get overwhelmed when I think about it, but then I also remind myself that it's still the end of February. We really can't plant anything until May anyway, so I'm not that behind. I feel like I'm behind, but I'm really not that behind. I do want to start purchasing those things so that we can move on it. Brian's also very occupied right now with our home gym, which I haven't showed any of that, but I do want to start filming some clips of that. I don't think much action has happened yet, but we are working on building out our home gym because we have a detached pole building that sits on our house, our property that we live on, our house. And we're gonna make half of it into a home gym. The problem is it's not insulated right now, so it's a lot more work. We have to like get it spray foamed. We're hiring that professionally. Brian's working on doing some wiring for it. We have like some friends that are like HVAC, electrical, those type of people, plumber, people that are coming in to kind of give us advice and help us out. So that's been a process. So that's also taking up his time. So I need to make sure that when I do have his time for the garden, I'm using it like I'm prepared and using it sparingly. I think right now I'm going to try to order some potato seeds so I do not forget to do that. And I want to look into garden stuff that I need to order, and I'm going to show you actually the list of things that I mapped out here too. This is just my loose list. So we'll need to get the wood chipper, we need to get more wire fencing, we'll need T-posts for our wire fencing, the cattle panel for the trellises, more fertilizer and lime, which we are working on Brian getting a lime spreader for our skid steer that we have, more tomato cages, bamboo stakes, straw. And then we want to make the door a little bit nicer this year, so we'll have to build that out a little bit more. I also want to purchase a raised bed for our house. I will be keeping that here, and that will just have my herbs in it. And then the next kind of things I want to look at is like, it'd be nice to build a nice outside perimeter around it with some rock and just make it look nice, but I don't know if we'll get to that this year. I also want to start composting. If you have any advice with composting, I would take all of your advice. I was looking at some videos on that, but that's definitely something that I want to start doing, especially now that we're like living in a house versus before when we were in an apartment, or I was in an apartment, and then we had like a townhouse, and it was just a little bit more complicated versus where we are now. It would just work fine to have a compost pile here, and then also the main one at the property, but we can collect stuff here. Lots of ideas I just threw at you, but that's just the season I'm in right now, is gardening. Then trust me, it'll be like canning. Everything will be canning. Then it'll be, okay, winter home projects. So I feel like my season right now is gonna be gardening. I won't make a whole channel about it, but I'm just filming the season I'm in. So hopefully you're along for the ride.